What up? It's Ugly Buddy Nietzsche. You're now watching CNP Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, do everything. And if you on TikTok, make sure you send him a gift, but don't make sure it ain't the glizzy because he don't like glizzies. It's that ugly money.
What's happening? What's happening? Back again for another episode of Verified with Cornell, the shooter on the C&P Network. You already know. If you subscribed, I appreciate it. If you're following, I appreciate it. If you're not, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell. All right, let's get to business. If you're in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, one of the biggest names of UM music, you know this man. Today, I'm sitting down with OG, Ugly Money,
Yeah,
Nietzsche.
that ugly money.
That ugly money.
You know, they just came out the age groups from the YNs to the unks to the pops and to the, I found out that I'm officially an unk.
Okay.
I'm 42 now, you know what I'm saying? But I still got a little ways to go to get pops, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm embracing my OG-ism, you know what I'm saying? I'm embracing these grays that's coming in, you know what I mean? Yes, sir.
They're just not coming in?
Yeah, they've been coming in lightly for a couple of years, but now more of them come in more than anything. So I'm just embracing it, dog. I'm just embracing it.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Real talk. You walked in here looking the total opposite of ugly money. So salute you, man. Salute you, bro. But man, it's not every day I get to sit down with somebody who is not only in my same profession, but they are not only achieving success, but they're surpassing it almost on a daily basis. And not to mention, I wasn't able to just put a microscope on you as you continue to grow, but I seen your growth over the years.
Right.
Being from Atlanta, I seen the growth. So bro, I appreciate you taking the time out to sit down with me. So what I like to do is get everybody aware of who you are if they're not already aware, and then I'm gonna hit you with hard hitting questions. Cool?
Okay, cool.
All right, Brody. Where exactly are you from?
I was an Army brat, but if I had to pick a place that I was most from, Philip Harris, my real name, is from Virginia. P. Nice, my rapper name, is from Augusta. And Ugly Money Nietzsche is from Atlanta. So different parts of my life, I'm from different places because I've been moving around. I was always the new kid at school, so I always taught myself how to make friends quick, and and unfortunately, if I gotta cut them off, it's not a big deal.
Right.
So originally from Virginia, that's where I grew up for most of my childhood, and then moved around a lot. My pop got stationed in Germany and back and forth and everything, but I'm from VA for sure.
Dig it. I like the way you put that. Those different stages in your life,
sure.
and those different, I wouldn't say characters, but those different, I don't know does that word, but those different yous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That come together and make you who you are.
Yes, sir.
I like that, and the way they play a role in those different parts of your life. So what was it like growing up, for the most part, in Virginia?
Well, I grew up in the country. So McKinney, Virginia, at that, Dinwiddie County. So the city I'm from has no stoplights. It's when I left and moved, 1,500 people lived in the town I was from. It's a city with no stoplights. We didn't have any major stores. My next door neighbor was over a mile away. Most people would think I would have been a farmer, a tobacco farmer, more than what I am today. You know what I'm saying? But I always had crazy dreams. Like I would have to go to my cousin's house in Hampton to watch cable television because we didn't get cable where we was at. And I would literally videotape the music video so I could go back home and memorize songs and see things, you know what I'm saying? But I was always fascinated with the hip hop culture. And just coming from the country, we used to we used to have to use your imagination to have fun. You know what I mean? We go out there, cut some wood down, build a fort, or we ride go-karts, or four-wheelers, or we go hunting. And my dad was a big coon hunter. We used to go hunting for raccoons in the middle of the night. And just a lot of things. We used to do things called cow tipping. And cow tipping listen, if you've never been cow tipping, you need to go one time, okay? Cows sleep standing up, right? They be sleep standing up. And so cow tipping is when you sneak up on the cow and you push that mug over. And when I say the cow fall, so weird, and the cow be looking so mad at you. You got to run, though, because the cow might mess around and chase you down. So we used to go in the cow field.
See, I always thought you just tipped the cow, it hit the ground, and had a hard time getting up. So you mean to tell me it can
the cow look retarded I don't want to use the R word, but the cow. You know what I'm saying? So you sit there and look at the crazy cow or whatever, you know, you got to dip out because he messing around and get a bull, and he gonna chase you down. So we used to do cow tipping. We used to do this stuff called we used to call rooting. Some people call it mud bogging. Wait till it rain real hard or it snow, get on the back of a big truck and do donuts and kick all the dirt up or whatever, be soaked in mud, you know what I'm saying? So in the country, you had to find ways to entertain yourself because we didn't have I couldn't go to the skate rink. I still can't skate today. I barely can swim because there weren't no swimming pools out there unless we were swimming in the lake. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of different elements to my childhood where I saw a different side of life, that country, rural living, that dirt road type of vibe. And so I think that has helped me in my career because I'm able to see opportunities when I come to certain cities that other people may not see because none of that was afforded to me growing up. There was no hip hop scene where I was from. We started it. You know what I'm saying? There was no rappers to look up to. We started it, you know what I'm saying? And so it was like a situation where you kind of had to use your imagination a little bit to kind of get to where you was going.
No, I got that. That makes sense. That makes sense. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, man, I'm big brother, so I got a little brother. His name's Robert. He old as hell though, because we all old now. Sister Stephanie. So I got a little brother and a little sister. I heard I got another sister, but I ain't met her yet because her mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dig it.
They told me I had another sister. They say, I'm supposed to reach out to her. Your mama was a 304. I ain't trying to hear that. But maybe one of the days. But I ain't. It ain't nothing against her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, my mama was a married woman, and my daddy was, my papa was he was a daddy. You know what I'm saying? My daddy did what he's supposed to do. He took care of his house. He protected and provided, or whatever. Somewhere along the line, I guess a kid happened, and yeah, I ain't in the rush to meet her.
Dig it.
Should be all right.
So with that being said, were you raised in a two-parent home?
For sure.
Okay.
Mother and father were both there, very active. My
Dig it.
father gave me an example of what a black man is supposed to be. I can remember my father would literally wake up when he was still in the military. He would wake up, it was still dark outside.
Right.
4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and leave. And he wouldn't come back until it was dark outside. Or he would get off work in the military. He'd go to PT at 4:30 in the morning. He'd come back for like an hour, eat breakfast, and go back, and he'd be gone till like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So when he got back home, there was a time my pop was, driving taxi cabs. So he would literally come home, shower, change, and go out and drive the taxi cab for 3-4 hours into the, night, and turn around and do the whole thing over. And back then, I didn't realize that my father was a provider. You know what I'm saying? My mother was, a homemaker for the most part. She stayed here, with the kids, but my father was very good at making sure ends meet. And if we ever was broke, I didn't know it. If we ever went without, I didn't realize it.
Right.
If we ever was in a financial stress or financial duress, I never knew about it as a child because Pop was always that stand-up brother. Like, he always gonna make sure that this family is taken care of, make sure we got the shoes, the clothes, and the bikes, whatever we wanted. My father definitely tried to make sure that we got it. And my mother did an amazing job of just nurturing us and rearing us and giving us that love and just that love and structure that we needed as children.
Right.
For sure.
Shout out to your parents.
Shouts out.
So what high school did you go to?
Dinwiddie High School. Dinwiddie County High School. I was actually Mr. Dinwiddie High School 2000. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I still remember that. I still had to go through the whole little audition process, and I remember going back to school with my crown on and you know what I'm saying, with my scepter and everything. So yeah, it was my high school was cool because it was different because you would literally see a kid in cowboy boots,
Right.
a white boy in cowboy boots, walk next to street nigga. Literally, like they'd be in the same class, they'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? This guy got a hat. He put on a 10-gallon hat when he walk outside. Other homeboy, you know, throw a fitted on to the back.
Right.
And so we kind of had a different variation of people where, you know what I'm saying, you had to learn how to get along with different ethnicities, different upbringings and things of that nature. Cause you know, you had the trailer park folk, you had the country boys that lived in the, you know what I'm saying, out there in the country. Then, you know, on the top side of the city, you know, you had close to Petersburg, you had the city boys, you know what I'm saying? And so it was cool though, you know what I'm saying? It helped me, it let me understand that people are different, but there are certain elements that we're all the same in. People are still people. And whether they come from certain backgrounds, and we all have certain similarities and certain similar views and things. And then sometimes we're going to have opposites as well. But it taught me how to appreciate everybody's view and opinion of the life. Hey, I might not agree with the way you live your life, or I might not agree with what you got going on, but
Right.
I can respect it because that's your vantage point and that's what you came from. And so it helped me in as an adult to be able to embrace different types of people from different types of backgrounds where I can kind of fit in every room and I can, you know, address it up, dumb it down, dumb it up, dumb it, you know what I'm saying? I can be able to go in a courtroom as well as a street corner and be comfortable in both settings.
No, that's big. I mean, especially now. Of course, where you live, where you interact with so many different races and different type of people on a daily basis, it's great that you were able to, you know, experience that at a younger age. So now it's second nature to you.
Yeah, man, people, you know what I'm saying? And what I've learned by moving around a lot is you know, work in one city or work in another city is just a different cast. You know, just a different group of people. And so a lot of the things that I learned in Virginia in the entertainment industry, I took to Augusta. But when I got to Augusta, nobody had done them before. I never forget. I used to throw parties on the army base in Augusta. Nobody had done that in like 20 years. But we used to party in Virginia on the army. That was a place to be. Fort Lee was the place to go party at. So when I got to Augusta, I'm like, y'all don't party on post? And he was like, no one parties on post. And so I ended up throwing events over there, and they become the biggest events in the city
Right.
because, you know, post got the nicest accommodations. And so, you know, I always took something from my last city to my next city. And, you know, people looking at me like, I ain't never seen this before. Like, I would literally pull up with a chartered bus to go pick up the college students to go to the party. They hadn't seen it. I got a bullhorn, like, y'all get on the bus, you know what I'm saying? So they looking at me like I can walk on water. I'm like, nah, I learned that back home. And so when I got to Atlanta, it was the same situation. All the things that I learned in Augusta, I was able to hit Atlanta running. You know what I'm saying? I think I learned how to crawl in Virginia. I learned how to walk in Augusta. By the time I moved to Atlanta, I was ready to run.
Say that. That's what's up. I believe it. Rewinding a little bit.
Let's do it.
After completing high school, you would attend Virginia Commonwealth University.
Yeah.
For 3 years. You would then join the Army. But before we talk about the military, you were there for 3 years in college. Did you complete college?
Heck no. They kicked me out. I was always a hustler.
Okay.
And you know, I'm very thankful that certain things in my life happen when they happen because I definitely was headed nowhere fast.
Okay.
I was always very good at motivating people beyond the purpose without saying, I think it's 20 L statutes of limitation. Yeah, I was selling ecstasy, bro. And I didn't know it was ecstasy. We used to call them sex pills.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Cut them hoes in half. The girls used to do what they do with them and da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, somebody from the other campus was telling them that I was selling goddamn cocaine. And so the state trooper came, the campus police came, and luckily I just did a drop off and they only found like one pill that I kind of fell in the corner of the room or whatever. And the judge, luckily enough, didn't take it to trial because I was a scholarship student. And he was basically like, if you ever come in my jail, you know, you ever come in my courtroom again, I'm gonna send you up the road for 10 years. We're gonna prosecute you to the fullest extent. And he threw it out. And he said, "You're out my courtroom. You can go in the Army, or you can go to jail, and we can prosecute this thing or whatever." And I was just like, "Be all you could be."
Right.
And the Army saved my life for sure.
Okay, so it wasn't a decision you made personally to join the military. It was something more like the court system was pushing for it.
Yeah.
And
Well, I later found out that that was just a threat. He really wasn't by law that I had to
Oh,
go, but
wow.
I needed to go.
Okay.
I needed to go because I had lost my mother the first semester of freshman year,
No.
and I didn't care about anything anymore. My mom literally would call me every morning to make sure that I got up for class when I went to college. And I never forget, she would call, if she knew I had a 9 o'clock class, she would call me at 8 o'clock. All right, Pete, get up. I said, all right, mom, I'm up. She called me 15 minutes later because she knew I went right back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? She like, let me hit the water. Basically meaning make sure I'm in the water, brushing my teeth and getting up. And then she would, she'll let me go or whatever. And so when I lost her to breast cancer in 2000, December 2000, I didn't care about. I don't think I took anything in life serious anymore. So for the next 2 years, I was in a weird place in my life. You know what I'm saying? Where I didn't take nothing serious. But that's how I dealt with loss. I believe my brother, he got quiet. My sister got angry, and I got careless.
Mm.
And I think that everybody deals with loss in different ways. And so the military gave me the structure again that I needed because we were dealing with that. Like my mom was an amazing woman. We were dealing with that loss. And so the military kind of whipped it back into me, or that discipline that my father had instilled in me, but I had kind of lost my way as a young man.
Gotcha.
And I'm thankful for the Army for that.
Right.
For sure.
Now that's a first off, sorry if you lost. I couldn't even back then I couldn't
Long live
imagine.
moms.
No, I couldn't imagine. But bro, that's an interesting way of looking at it. But I can see that because, like you said, you went through that little
Yeah.
patch where man, it's F the world.
Well, what the crazy thing about that is when you go through something as traumatizing as that at a young age. Like I was 18 years old and I spoke at my mother's funeral. I wrote a poem for it and had enough composure. At least I tried to speak at her funeral. And when you go through that at a young age, the rest of life is cake. Like by the time I was 21, I had lost my mother and already went to jail and I had lost my mother, already went to Iraq, got shot at for a year, people trying to kill me for the whole year. It's like, yeah, I don't get too much worse than this. And so when I'm like, okay, all these things have happened to me and I'm still here, I'm still standing. Oh, life's gonna be a piece of cake. And so a lot of times when I see people trip about small petty things, I'm like, what's the problem? Is anybody dying? Is the money messed up? Are your kids hurt? Then why are you overreacting? You care about what this person said on Twitter? That Who cares? And so I guess I have a different mentality where a lot of people will panic when things happen, where I'm just really kind of cool, calm, and collected because it's like I've been through hell already at a young age. So the rest of this, man, it's smooth sailing. And I made a deal with God. I'll never forget. I was in the Sunni Triangle. I was in the Battle of Fallujah, the same war that American Sniper. That
Okay.
movie was that. I was actually on that bridge that they hung those three civilian contractors, and we were shooting everything that came out of the out of Fallujah, and we sitting there getting mortared all day. And I'm in the 113. I was a medic. I'm sitting there. I'm seeing a mortar hit, 50 yards, 20 yards, and it hit like literally 10 yards. See some shrapnel pop up, and I'm like, oh man, well, next one's me. And then it skipped me 10 yards, 20 yards,
Man.
50 yards. And I'm like, how in the world? And I made a deal with God. I was like, God, if you get me out of this, I won't complain anymore. I'm gonna live my life to the fullest, and I'm gonna go after whatever it is that you see fit.
Right.
But I won't complain anymore because I understand it could always be worse. And I haven't complained since, bro. Because I've seen how bad life can be. Seen how a person can really be on the brink of just losing their mind. And some of my brothers didn't come back. Some of my brothers, they're still living today, are still in Al-Ramadi, Iraq. And I love them to death, you know what I'm saying? But everybody deals with things differently. But I think that every part of my life was preparing me for the next step. I
Right.
think taking losses early as a young man prepared me to the losses that I was going to see in war. And so, and it's not that I was cold to it, but I had already lost the most important person in my life at that time.
Right.
So the rest of this, I was kind of desensitized to it. where I literally seen somebody get pretty much decapitated next to me. And I'm like, okay, dang, RP bro. We got to get to lunch and I got to get back on sector. And I just had to keep going. And so, that's, I guess maybe that's why the reason I am where I am now, where I'm kind of just not a lot of things bother me. And not a lot of things get me out of character. You rarely see me mad, you know what I'm saying, or angry, because at the end of the day, bro, it ain't this shit is going, it ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying? So, the Army, it definitely prepared me for the rest of my life. It definitely prepared me for whatever trials and tribulations, whatever curveballs was coming at me in life. Being in a war, you know, getting shot at, IED bombers, roadside bombs, we did it all. Route Mobile, Route Michigan, the most dangerous street, the most dangerous road in the world. I was pulling roving guard there. And so my first day in Iraq, I earned my combat medical badge because they had an IED explosion. They blew up a banana truck and half of a Humvee had got injured. And I remember I was with the platoon sergeant and was riding in this Humvee and he's like, Doc, I was medic. It's like, Doc, we got some casualties. We're heading over there now. And I'm like, shit. And it was my first day in Iraq. And he pulls up. I see a banana truck on fire, and I see smoke coming from the Humvee. And I jump out with my aid bag. I ain't never really told the story. I jump out with my aid bag, and I kind of stop. And everything went really slow, and everything got really dark. And I think at that moment, when I stopped, some people freeze up. But I don't remember what I did. The next time that I woke up out of that trance, I was in the 113 taking the casualties back to base. They were already patched up. I patched their heads up. One guy had an evisceration. His whole intestines was out. We put his intestines back in, shot him with a thing of morphine. Like the training took over because I wasn't thinking at that point in time. It was just, bodily function.
Right.
But I thank God I didn't freeze up, man, and we saved some people.
Man, that's incredible, honestly.
Love and respect.
Like, woo. Nah, respect to you, brother. Like,
War sucks though, man. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you a crazy thing about war, right? Shooting people, shooting at people, it's fun. It's literally fun shooting at somebody that want to smoke you. It's only not so fun when they start shooting back. Okay? See, the difference between a person that has really been in a hostile environment, the difference between bang and whew. Bang or boom means it's already detonated, it's already reached this spot. You're fine. Means it's still in the air. Means that it's close. And so I know the difference between boom and so booms don't bother me that much. Boom means, oh shit, pray for whatever happened. The those they don't that's scary. You know what I'm saying? And so when you hear and you get to the point where you can feel it, you can feel the air. That's not so fun. And the things that I had to do over there was literally out of a Call of Duty game. But I kind of unpacked it that way. When I left Iraq, I left everything there. I literally turned the game off. I was in Call of Duty. I turned the game off and I never cut it back on. Because if you've never really had to take someone's life, you don't know that it's not as cool as people make it seem to be. And so a lot of times when I hear these brothers, on these rap songs, I'm like, bro, you ain't caught nobody. Because you got to understand that when you take a body, when you take a life, you're gonna see that person's face for the rest of your life. I see people's faces for the rest of my life. I know exactly how my first KIA looks. He was like 12, 13-year-old kid. Shot him between the eyes. But he was trying to blow us all up. And if I didn't catch it,
right,
we'd all been gone.
right.
And dealing with just dealing with that, you realize that killing ain't as cool as people make it to be. Because when you have to think about, do I have remorse for it? No, because he was trying to kill me. But
That's understandable.
do I have sympathy?
Right,
Yes.
right,
Took a life.
right.
And I ain't had no choice because unfortunately we're on different sides of the spectrum, and I'm gonna make it back to me and mine.
So what you're saying is someone who has really committed fatality to another human being, they live with that forever.
Got to.
And you wouldn't if you really
Unless you're
experienced that.
insane. Unless you're clinically insane.
Unless you were insane, you wouldn't celebrate that.
You got to live with it.
Gotcha.
You got to. It's not something. It's not something that you're exactly proud of. It, in my case, it was something that I had to do.
Right.
I'm defending myself
Right.
because I see this kid with a deflated soccer ball and something shining in his hand. Why are you walking up to us with a deflated soccer ball while we're giving out soccer balls? So when I caught it, I'm like, stop, stop, stop. And he kept on running towards the Humvee. I fired a warning shot. He kept running. The other kid scattered. Why are you running to us when I'm fired a warning shot? Put him between the eyes. So right after I put him between the eyes, like 2-3 seconds later, he blew up. It was a suicide bomber at 12 years old, brother. So that means his mama, his daddy, or whoever put him up to take, because over there at that time, they were saying that if you were able to take out an American, you go to heaven, you get 10 virgins. So that's what they fed him. So kid was ready to take himself out as long as he took out an American, not this one, not this one. And so, that first one, it messed with you a little bit. It's like, damn, like he was young, like he had his whole life in front of him, but he was already doomed from the start.
Right. Right. Now that's
RIP.
that's a lot to deal with. So what have you done to, balance that as far as your mental health wise? I mean, like you said, you see those faces.
Right.
What are you doing, here now today to deal with that?
Well, I think that brothers need to focus more on our mental health, and myself is included. Like I said, I kind of turned the Xbox off when I left. You know what I mean? Did I have PTSD? For sure.
Right.
I think everybody that goes through certain things is going to have certain things that, loud noises used to bother me or whatever. And, there was a time, it took me a while to gain my patience back for things. And we definitely had some debriefing, you know what I'm saying? We talked to some therapists, and I have, had therapy from, different parts of my life, since then or whatever. Because I think it's always important to talk to somebody. But my work is my therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like I took up music. I kind of got serious in music while I was when I was on in the war, and that kind of served as a way for me to get my thoughts, my anger, my frustrations to vent. You know what I'm saying? Because the weird thing about music, man, you be ready to slap your boss, but you go in the studio, record a song, and diss the fuck out of them. You don't even got to release it. The fact that you made it, you'll go back to work and smile like hell, like, boy, you don't even know what I talked about you last night, though. You know what I'm saying? So my work is it's therapeutic, man, because I get a chance and opportunity to just express myself. And so with music, that was a venting process. And then now with broadcasting and stuff, yeah, I get to get it all out. That's why I be happy every day, because I got all the I done already got triggered. I done let it all out already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think that us brothers definitely need to take our mental health very seriously.
I agree.
For sure.
While you were in the Army, you would find refuge in music, like you said earlier. That's where you would begin to own in on your rap skills.
Yeah.
Upon leaving the Army, you would start pursuing a rap career under the name P Nice.
Yeah.
What made you want to pursue rap as a career? I mean, because I know in the Army you was using it, to manage and to cope with your circumstances. What made you be like, okay, now I'm P Nice, now I'm about to rap?
I always had a fascination with it growing up. Jay-Z Hard Knock Life is the record that made me fall in love with hip hop. And you know, I was the kid that used to beat on the desk, you know, in elementary school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got to the point of playing drums in middle, you know, in high school. And you know, I always got a fascination with hip hop. It was just a love, you know, for me. And so I wanted to be a part of it however I could, you know. So first started out making beats, and then, you know, the beats, when I said, well, I'm gonna start rapping on my beats, and then I'm engineering, and because I just wanted to be a part of it. And so
So all
whenever
this is before the army.
this is before the army. Yeah. So you know, I started out as a producer. I started out making beats. My daddy bought me a Casio keyboard, had 5 tracks on that thing. It was, you know what I'm saying? I have to play the song out in live time. And then we got to recording. I remember, you know, having Sony Vegas and all these
Right.
crazy programs, Acid, and
Yep.
you know, I'm sitting there recording, and then I got to the point where I was rapping. And so I just wanted to be a part of it. And so I'm kind of stubborn to a certain extent of, if I can't go with you or I can't go through you, I'm gonna go under you, over you, or around you. But I'm gonna be in this industry. So when I started making beats and nobody was rapping on the beats, I said I'm gonna start rapping myself. And so I fell in love with that as well. And so when I got to the military, it serves, like I said, it served so much as a therapy, as a vent, that it was something that I really needed. I really needed to get those thoughts and to get those emotions out through the music. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, in my mind, you couldn't tell P Nice that he wasn't going to be the next big Jay-Z or the next big, you know, artist or whatever back then. But I definitely had a great career because it opened this door and the rest of my life. For sure.
For sure. For sure. You spoke in the past about hosting Nice Man Radio
Wow.
in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Eventually, you would go on to sign a record deal with 8 Ball MJG, Push Management.
Shouts out Push.
How did that come about?
Okay, so Augusta is a very honest city.
Okay.
Augusta will tell you what's good about you, and they will tell you what's bad about you. And they will have the same energy for both. And I remember in Augusta, when I first used to try to drop a couple of records, they really weren't rocking with it. You know, I try to get it in there. The
Right.
DJ's like, yeah, just stick to hosting. And I dropped this record called Running Out of Money. It was the first time I tried to like harmonize on the song. And I knew I had something different. And I never forget, I went to S Bar, shouts out Stokes. I went to S Bar and DJ Ashton LaRue. He DJs at Magic City now. His name was DJ Ace back then. I give him a CD. I say, yo, when the lights come on, play this. He was like, what is it? I said, just play it when the lights come on, please. He played it. So when the lights come on and the song come on, where the red bones at? Where the brown sugar's at? Where the chocolate kisses at? The girls didn't leave out of the club. They were still dancing to the song. And so he was like, yo, what's that? Who that is? You know what I'm saying? He thinking it's somebody from Atlanta.
Gotcha.
I'm like, nah. He's like, I said, you like it? He said, boy, look, you see, the security got to make the girls leave. They wanted, you know what I'm saying? He's twerking on the darn VIPs and everything. And he had never, shouts out to Ashton, man. He had never really liked none of my music before then, right? Never like, I couldn't get him to play it. Man, I had to beg that dude to play my music.
Right.
He never really liked any music before then. But I was like, it's like, you like it, bro? You should rock with it. He said, boy, that's hard right here. I'm about to play this. I'm about to put, you know, he downloaded his computer back there. And I was like, well, he's like, man, who is it? I was like, bro, it's me. He's like, you lying. I'm like, yeah, it's me. He's like, boy, you finally got one.
Mm.
And I took that little nugget from my boy Ashton.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm pushing this. I'm gonna promote it just like I promoted a party. I'm gonna promote it just like I promote an event. I'm gonna push it, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I was on the radio, play my song on the radio. I did all the clubs. Hey, we playing my song every night on the club. Matter of fact, play my song 2 times a night. You know what I mean? And so we got to the point where you know, I had built up so much momentum or with all the other things that I was doing. I was doing clubs, I was doing radio and you know, promotions and everything. it was kind of a conduit to get the record out because I had 8 parties a week in Augusta. So when the DJ's playing my song 8 times a week, and then I'm on the radio, so I'm playing my song 2 times a night, it started building a lot of momentum. And my brother Flacco, shouts out my brother Flacco, he was on a competing station. He was on Foxy 103, and I was on Power 107 at the time. And funny story how we got him on Foxy 103 was that I snuck him into Power 107 and taught him how to work the board so that way he could get the job over at Foxy 103. And I'm like, brother, you gonna be on Foxy, I'm gonna be at Power. We're gonna have the whole city in one crib, you know what I'm saying? And man, we turned up. But anyway, shouts out my brother Flacco. Duprano, dude from Push Management, was calling Flock to check the temperature on what artist was hot in Augusta.
Oh wow.
And I think he was calling about some other artist or whatever. And Flock was like, well, brother, if you talk about who's hot in Augusta right now, there's only one artist that's really, really making noise. And he was like, well, who is he? He's like, P Nice. And then, dude was like, you talking about the radio guy? He's like, yeah, he on the radio, he on the clubs, but he rap too. And he's like, send me the record. Flock sends him the record. I think at that time I probably had like 50, 60,000 views on YouTube. That's pretty big back then.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Had some motion. And send him the record. Say, hey, bro, I want to meet with him. Let's do something. Because if he can get these people in Augusta to love him, he can get everybody to love him.
Right.
It was a tough city. It was a tough city because, like I say, Augusta was a very honest city. They're going to tell you if you suck.
Right.
So he was like, man, if he can get Augusta to rock with him, he can get everybody to rock with him. So first time we meet, I ain't want to go. He told me like, hey man, they want to meet with you. Da, 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 da. I had been let down so many times in the music industry about potential deals. I was supposed to sign with Rough Riders back in the day and supposed to sign with Koch Big Ten and all that. I had got so tired of it that I had just kind of got into a mode where, hey bro, I don't need nobody. I ain't working with nobody. I don't need no help from nobody. I'm gonna do this shit my damn self, and whatever happened.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you the crazy thing about it was how I took the meeting was they said, man, I want to meet you at Carrabba's, man, and buy you dinner. I asked my old lady, I said, you want to go Carrabba's? She was like, hell yeah, I want to go Carrabba's. I said, well, let's go. We at least go get the free food.
Right.
Went there, met with Duprano, and he looked me dead in my face and said, man, I want to rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Because the way you were able to, one, captivate a city that you're not exactly from, and your buzz is big. I had the radio going, I had the clubs going, I had a lot of different avenues. He's like, I want to rock with you. And so we started working.
Right.
And about a month later, we finally had worked out, the parameters of our deal. And 8 Ball and him had drove up to Mayfest. I was performing at Mayfest in Augusta. And they had drove up. They introduced me to the city before I performed, and I signed the deal there. It's been love ever since.
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. Have a legend come bring you out in your city. That felt different.
Yeah.
That definitely felt different.
No, that's what's up, bro. So Push Management, is that 8 Ball MJGs, is that there?
Yeah. So so the CEO is Duprano. That's the big dog. You know what I'm saying? He the guy that, he is the brainchild. Ball and G, of course, you know what I'm saying, are the artists. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So Jazzy Faye is a part of it as well. You know what I'm saying? They got Push DJs. And I was just really appreciative of the fact that somebody wanted to help.
Yeah.
So for the first time in my life, I had somebody that actually wanted to put up some money into me. Because I'd always put my money on myself. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever put a bag up on me. I'm like, and so, for that, he forever has my love and respect. Because you ain't had to do that. I ain't grow up with you. I'm not your son. I'm not your kin. The fact of the matter is that you took the time out of your life to see something in me where you actually put your money where your mouth is. Niggas could talk all day. When you put your money where your mouth is, hey brother, it is never but nothing but love and respect forever for Push Management, Duprano, and Ball and G.
Man, that's what's up, bro. What was your experience like being signed with Push Management?
Well, I learned a lot. I learned so much. I mean, bro, like you got to understand, I was on tour with these guys we're backstage. Bun B, Ballin' G, Scarface, and Trick Daddy is just in the freaking, the green room, just laughing, smoking, and drinking. And here I am just sitting there just soaking it up. You know what I'm saying? So the type of rooms and the type of game I was able to soak was priceless, bro.
Right.
And Ball and G are the most humble individuals that you wouldn't even imagine. Like the fact that they are so accomplished, so legendary, they just humble, real, genuine, down to earth people. And I saw how 8 Ball would move. When we go places, it would literally take him 30 minutes to get through a room because everybody is talking to him, telling him about the time that they heard, lay it down, or they heard, you know what I'm saying? And he would literally take his time to speak to every person. I was like, wow, I gotta be like that.
Man, that right there, what you just said right there, that you have no idea. Well, I'm sure you know,
Yeah.
but people have no idea how just moments like that changes, people's perspective on people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Denzel Washington, I seen him, I don't forget what movie it was. I seen him on one of them, red carpet events.
Right.
And he literally worked the whole red carpet
Right.
doing pictures. Cause like I said, I told my wife when I was like, my biggest fear of meeting some of my favorite people,
Yeah.
I look up to
Yeah.
is I meet them and they're not, they're
Yeah. They different. And you meet a lot of them like that.
I believe it. You would
You
know.
meet a lot of them like that. But Ball was different, man, where he just took time. He took his time with people. You know what I mean? And I was like, I gotta be like that if I'm gonna. I see how long they lasted. And so if the one thing I definitely learned from them is longevity, how to last in this game. Mind your business. Uh, there is no little people in the world. Everybody a big dog. You treat everybody with the same love and respect, right? Because a janitor can be the CEO at any point in time.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And just be down to earth, man. Don't forget who you are as a human being. You know what I'm saying? No matter how big you get, never forget who you are. And I'm still the same way today. I'm at the gas station, they stop. Hey, bro, I love your podcast. Boy, it's love, boy. I get a picture with you. Yeah, nigga, come on. Because I remember a time when nobody wanted to take a picture. I remember a time when nobody cared. I remember a time when nobody watched. So I'm not gonna sit here and get to a point where I'm like, oh, I'm too good. Nah, brother, unless I'm with my kids, come on. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
real.
I'm with my kid, leave me alone. But you know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I just learned so much game from him, man. It was priceless. And as far as, just being able to just be a fly on the wall while pursuing your career, amazing. And then the networking and the relationships that I have and that I made over there. I mean, I still have some of those relationships to this day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Looking back now, in your opinion, what kept you from achieving a higher level of success when you were with Push Management?
Well, the game switched. See, when I got signed, CDs were still getting printed up. We would
Right.
still have to go up to Duluth, to Everrise, to the Asian dudes, and go print up 5,000 CDs and pass them out. And so right when I got signed is when the game started shifting to streaming, right? The game started switching to digital, and just like anytime, every 5 years, the industry is kind of okay. It's a change, and so I kind of wrong place, wrong time at the same time. But one thing that I did notice that I had to learn for myself was I had to learn how to promote and market. I knew I could rap. I got 1,000 songs. I got tons of songs. I can rap fast, slow, lyrical, stupid, ignorant. I can do twerk songs, whatever. I can do it all. I can sing a little bit, but I did not understand how to access the people. And notice I said me, not them, me. I'm the artist. It's my career. It's my job. They are there to assist me. Management. They can only manage what I give them. See what I'm saying? A lot of artists get on here and be capping and saying and blaming and labeling shit. Nah, it's y'all fault. I should have understood promotion and marketing. I should have read some books. I should have watched some YouTube videos. I should have understood how I can get my product, which is the music,
Right.
to an audience. I didn't understand that. So What did I do after I quote unquote retired from rapping? Because I had I had the people behind me, I had the plugs, the connections, and we had a nice little budget. But I didn't understand marketing and promotion. I spent the next 2 years of my life understanding that. I spent the next 2 years of my life doubling down on, okay, how do we master the art of gaining attention? How do I make people care? How do I make people view? How do I get numbers up? And I took that and I ran with it. I ain't stopped running yet.
No, you hadn't, and it's been successful.
For sure.
Honestly, I mean, there's one thing about two things. So, like I said at the beginning of this interview, you can't be in the music industry and be in Atlanta, Georgia, and that's just speaking on a small level, be in Atlanta, Georgia, and never heard of Ugly Money or Ugly Money Nietzsche.
Yeah, I took that and you know that 2 years of making the transition from P Nice to Ugly Money was a I could say I wouldn't say dark time, but it was an uncertain time. Because now I'm probably 35, and I don't know what I want to do with my life after rap. I'm like, okay.
You're 35.
I was 35 then. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And so I tried a lot of different things. And I realized that 35 ain't old. You know what I'm saying? These people think that you too old to start something. No, you're not. And so you know, I did a whole bunch of things. I did slap contests all over the country. I had a whole bunch of slap videos, girls slapping each other in the ring or whatever, and they went viral. And
I've heard you say something about that.
Yeah, it was
right.
me.
Okay. I've noticed. I never seen any of that content.
Right.
However, I seen what I believe. What's it? The guy that owned UFC.
Yeah.
Dana White.
Yeah.
Was it similar to that?
Yeah, they stole my idea. That's
Man, what you said.
That's my shit. That's my shit. We've been doing that shit for years.
Because I've heard you say that several times.
Had girls in the boxing ring. Yeah, we used to set up the boxing ring.
I believe Dana White runs out a whole.
Yeah, we set up a boxing ring. Let me tell you what's funny about that, right? We set up a boxing ring. You know, we call it fight night. We set up a boxing ring. We have, you know, little amateur fights and stuff, and then I get them in there and talk shit for like 10 minutes and gas some people up to come in the ring. Hey man, who want to slap for $100? Nobody go. I'm like, all right, cool. Who want to slap for $200? Yeah, I go up on the price until I get 2 people that want to go in there and slap each other. And so it's just one open hand slap. You slap him, you slap who. Crowd choose who was win. And man, them things used to go viral before viral was a thing.
Right.
You know, I know one video right now still got like 8 million views. And I was like, okay, well, I tried then to get it licensed as a sport, and I kept hitting roadblocks. I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to take this thing real, and I kept hitting roadblocks. And I was just, I just kind of like, well, maybe this ain't where I'm supposed to go in life. And of course, years later, they licensed it as a sport. But yeah, I was doing that, and so I just had to figure out. I'm like, okay, I ain't rapping no more. Ain't no more chicks trying to get in the ring and slap. The hell I'm gonna do with my life? And I was like, when was the last time that I knew that I was very good at something? And it was radio. I had the #1 rated show in Augusta for like 3 years. And never had any radio, I never went to college for it, never had any real formal training. I just cracked that mic and got down.
So you never went to journalism school?
No.
Wow. Okay.
No. We'll talk. They talk. Damn, he said, sell the sizzle. Minnesota Factory tell me, hey, just go sell the sizzle. Yeah, I just turn it on. And so I was like, that's something that I was naturally gifted at.
Facts.
And a lot of times people got to understand the difference between your passion and your calling. A lot of people were passionate. I was passionate about being a rapper. I wanted to be that. That was something that I was passionate about. I wanted to do it. I loved it. My calling has always been to speak to people. My calling has always been to speak to the masses. Because every time I opened my mouth, for some reason, people wanted to listen. And I was like, man. Because I can remember a time when I used to want to rap and open up for an artist and they say $1,000. But then when they ask me, hey, come host this event, they're going to pay me $1,000. And I'm like, wait a minute. Do I want to get paid or I want to pay? You know what I'm saying? And so when I realized, I'm like, okay, my calling is to speak to people. My calling is to minister whatever kind of religion that I'm spitting to them, right? And so that's when I decided to make the move to podcasting. And that's when I decided to, change my name to Ugly Money, because Ugly Money was a life of service, where P Nice was more of a P Nice was an artist. And sometimes artists have to be selfish because you have to promote, market yourself, push yourself out there. And so Ugly Money Nietzsche was a life of service. I dedicated my life to saying, how can I be of assistance to you? And who needs my help? Of all the things that I have learned in my life and experienced in my life, who needs my help? And then I will present that. And the first people that hit my line and needed my help was other rappers. I was like, wait a minute. I've been in the rap industry for 15, 20 years. Shoot, at least the one thing I can tell you how to do, I can tell you how to get signed. I done lived it all. I done worked it all the way up, and I can tell you exactly what you need to do to get signed.
Right.
I can tell you exactly what steps. I can tell you what things to look for. I can tell you what things to look out for, not to do. I can tell you what, hey, if you want to spend $10,000 on a music video, you got the girls in there, you got the cars, you got the fake money, you got the weed, you got the new outfit, the new haircut, the new chain. You spent 10 grand making this music video, but you ain't putting no money in marketing and promotion. And now you got 100 views. You just wasted $10,000, dumbass. I did it before. Oh, you want to spend $20,000 on a major feature thinking that because you got X, Y, and Z rapper on there, that's not going to post you, that's not going to promote you, that's not going to do anything until the song gets hot. And you thinking, oh, I need to go pay these folk for this X amount of. I did that dumb shit. So in 15 minutes, I could teach you how to save $50,000 because I did it. Now pay me for my 15 minutes. That's how Ugly Money Entertainment was born. I can save you $50,000 and 15 years of headache in 15 minutes. I can tell you what not to do. I can tell you which road not to go to. I can tell you like, hey, that don't work. I can tell you like, hey, them views, them ain't real views. Why? Because I did it already. I never forget when I had a video on top of World Star and a video on top of World. I don't want to do it. 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 Just understand, you got to tap in. You know what I'm saying? But those were the first people that hit me. Other rappers, other artists. They was like, yo, I have this hot music, but I don't know how to market it. I don't know how to push it. I don't know how to get it popping. Why aren't labels trying to sign me? It's not because you can't rap. It's because you ain't popping. And don't nobody know you, bro.
Right.
You wasn't a popular kid in school. So now that you pick up a mic, you think you that nigga now? No. You see what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, when you're going in the studio, a lot of artists think that their solution to the problem is to drop another song. No, it's another campaign to the last song. It's another post to the last song. It's another piece of content to the last song. It's not to go in there and make your 1,001 song when they ain't heard the last 999 of them. No, brother, you got to promote yourself. That's why the labels ain't calling. Because anything that you want in the music industry, every door that you want to open in the music industry opens when you have an audience, when you have a fan base. Every door opens. That feature that you want, watch how quick you get it for free. That deal that you want, watch how it comes through the door. That advance that you want, watch how quick it comes when you have a fan base. And I think a lot of rappers miss that whole point of, if you're putting out music, who the fuck likes it? And if nobody likes it, or if nobody's crazy about this music, then you don't need a deal, or you don't need a manager. Nigga, you need some promotion. Because not enough people have heard what you got. Not to say that it's not dope. You rapping your ass off, dog. But nobody know.
Hey, that's real.
Promote yourself, dog.
Man, so I hope y'all got your pens, your pads out, your spare cell phone. Y'all be taking notes, honestly.
Yeah, that industry called me, man. I went from a player to a coach. I kind of consider myself Steve Kerr. You know what I mean? Like, Steve Kerr was a dope player, but he was a better coach. And I believe that, Steve Kerr was a dope player. He was dope. He was a cool player, but he was a better coach. And I believe that I've been better at coaching because my artist, China Monet, is bigger than I ever was.
Right.
And I kind of live vicariously through that. I kind of live vicariously through her. Like, when I see her, like, going up, I see the numbers. I see her like blossoming into this superstar that I've been seeing years ago.
Right.
man, it make me feel good. It's like it's no better. It's better. It's better than when I got my deal. When I get calls from labels about her, I'm more excited than her. She's like, you ain't got the money. Well, how much money they talking? I'm like, man, they folk calling, child. You know, I'm so because when I started managing her and when we started working together, China Monet had less than 1,000 followers and didn't rap. She was like a singer, and I was like, well, China, I don't know how to market R&B and singing. I'm a rap dude. I say we're gonna do some rap. Let's try to rap because I know how to push that. I don't know how to push singing. She's like, all right, because at the end of the day, she ain't have no career that I could mess up, and I ain't have no goddamn management career that she could mess up. So it's like, it's worth a try, and we'll see how it goes. And we've been rocking ever since, dog. You know what I'm saying? But to see her blossom and to see like how far she's gotten, her following, and people really love, like, we just dropped that submissive record, I Cook, I Clean, I Shut Up. And to see the amount of fanfare and amount of support of that record, which is something that we dropped organically, just goes to show that, like, if you do the work, there's no shortcut to the work. We did the work.
Right.
We went on 2 tours a year for 3 years straight. We China Monet did 300 shows. You done went to every open mic night, every showcase, every industry event, media event Atlanta has to offer. We done been on all of them.
Right.
And so, now it's to the point where she's about to ascend, and I'm extremely excited about that.
Oh, it's definitely coming, bro. Like you say, you do the work.
Do the work, bro.
Do the
Ain't no
work.
substitute to the work. Everybody try to skip over the work. The quickest way to get to your dream is to do the work. Start today and do the work. You're trying to find some shortcut. You're trying to find some secret passageway. You're like, oh, how them folk did it? They did the work. Bro, it takes 10 years to blow up overnight sometimes. There's people that you seeing that are blowing up and prospering. You're like, oh man, he done blew up overnight. No, he was there in the dark for 10 years trying to figure it out. Brother, I was in the mud for 2 decades, my nigga. In the mud trying to figure this shit out for 2 decades. And so it's funny when people are like, man, you popped out of nowhere. No, nigga, you just wasn't paying attention yet. Because I had to figure it out. I had to figure it out. How the hell do I get up out this mud, plant this seed, and grow it to a plant and bear fruit? Now the fruits is starting to grow a little bit. We eat
It's a little bit.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
little bit.
Some pomegranates, some apples. You know what I'm saying? Some oranges.
Hey.
Little fruits, going on.
So the Ugly Money podcast, like you said, you went from Army, radio host, sign artist. Now you're a brand ambassador, a CEO, artist manager, and a podcaster. How did Ugly Money podcast, like, how did it come about? I mean, I know.
Yeah.
I'll say from what I know, you went back to the radio station in Augusta. They wasn't hearing it.
Yeah.
You had to deal with the trials and tribulations of that rejection.
I got to clear that up, though.
Okay, go for it.
Because when I said it, I believe a real man needs to apologize when he's wrong. When I said it, I didn't say it in a way that was positive. At the time, I took it very negative because of the fact that I felt rejected. What I didn't understand was the situation over there. They didn't have a budget. It wasn't the fact that they probably didn't want a brother. They didn't have a budget at the time. They were downsizing. And so, I want to apologize to Power 107 and Minnesota Fats because, when I said it the wrong way. But at the time, I took it that way because I didn't get an explanation. They just said no.
Right.
They didn't say, no, I can't. They just said no. And I took it and ran with it. They're like, oh, but I'm appreciative of it because that no is why I'm here today. The no is why we're interviewing. The no is why Ugly Money is a name. The no is why we're in this building. The no is what put a fire and a battery in my back because sometimes you got to take a negative situation and turn it positive. Michael Jordan used to goddamn think of these scenarios in his head so he could hype himself up to bust your ass. And I think that was a moment for me. But shouts out to Power 107, shouts out Minnesota Fats because they believed in me early as well. And they couldn't accommodate me at that particular point in time, I believe. And but I'm very appreciative of it. But I'm still glad that they said no because I wouldn't have been here.
That's real.
for sure.
That's real. In your opinion, what has been your most impactful interview that you've done on Ugly Money Podcast?
Mhm.
Now, this doesn't have to be what other people say. Oh man,
Right.
I love this. What means the most to you?
Oh boy, you ready to go viral? Okay, cool. My most impactful interview, I would have to say, is Charleston White. That's the first time I hit 1 million views. It's the first time that I made money off of my podcast. It's the first time that my podcast was monetized and I actually saw a back end. I had been doing podcasting for 3 years and never seen a dime from it. I didn't even know how to turn the monetization on in YouTube, right?
Wow.
Was in the mud, ladies and gentlemen. I went through the mud. Oh, this shit. Nothing was overnight. So, I get a call. Jazzy Lady, shouts out Jazzy Lady Printing. She was a sponsor at one of my summits. She said, "Hey, you want to interview Charleston White?" I say, that old nigga be talking shit. She was like, because he wasn't as big as he is now then.
Right.
She was like, yeah, he gonna be in town. I was like, I said, well, my 9 o'clock canceled. I interview him, cool. She was like, well, he want X amount of money. I said, well, wait a minute, I ain't paying nobody for no interview. I had no idea, given I'm in the mud.
Right.
I ain't paying nobody to talk to them. I didn't even understand that it was a whole business behind this shit. I'm wondering, like, why these niggas ain't coming to my shit? Well, I ain't know. Right? So I called my boy Slump. Shout out to my boy Slump store. I said, yeah, man, Charleston White here to say he want to do an interview. He said he want, X amount of dollars. He said, pay it right now. Do it. And I was like, for real, you want me to pay him the interview? He said, pay it right now. Do it. He said, make sure you get 2 hours out on him. I said, all right. I called her back. I said, all right, we'll do it. We'll do it tonight. You know what I'm saying? I sent the money. It wasn't nothing. Next to nothing. He looked out for real.
That's what's up.
$500.
Shut up.
Back then, $500. He was already here. He looked out. But it was off the strength of I had a relationship with Jazz and we had did a lot of business together. Relationships, bro. You gotta build relationships with people. You gotta do good business with people. I had good business with her. We had good exchange, you know what I'm saying? So she got an opportunity for me. Man, he only charged me $500 back then. I came in, I did not know what to expect. Charleston White, the man, is cool as hell. Cool person. Seems like a great dude. When that camera cut on, goddamn motherfucking nan, the boo, goddamn Charles the Blue, when his camera cut on, his character comes on. Oh man, that's the one y'all see. And for 2 hours, I laughed, I cringed, I about damn near cried. With so many emotions during that interview. Gotta go back and watch it, man. This was crazy. Because every question that I asked him about something, he opened my eyes to another way of looking at it. Like when he came on my show and said King Von was a serial killer, I was like, what the fuck? He's like, King Von and his mama. You gonna say fuck the man mama? Well, his mama knew he was killing. So what you saying about the other people that he killed, mama, that's grieving for their sons? I was like, now that you think about it, brother, it's not too crazy. Right? And so, he it's like Charleston opens the back door of things where everybody's coming through the front door on a topic, but Charleston will open the back door and see the other way around it. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's very masterful at doing that, of finding the polar opposite of where everybody's going. You know what I'm saying? So if Charleston White is on your bumper, that's because you're doing something right. If Charleston White says something negative about you, it's probably because you're doing a lot of positive. But he's gonna find that back door. He gonna find it. Like I remember when he was talking about Deion Sanders or whatever. And he's like, yo, everybody's like Coach Prime. He's like, he left them niggas down in Jackson, man. Fuck Deion. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm very thankful for Charleston because he worked with me. And that was the biggest. I literally gained close to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube off of one interview. I interviewed him 3 times afterwards. And every time the price kind of started going up. Right.
But with his
So
price going up,
his
it
price is going
embedders you. As his price goes up and he's on your show, it embedders you to pay that price
right for sure,
as it goes up.
for sure. And then the fourth time we did it, you know, the price that went up times 10 or 15 or whatever times whatever.
Right.
And I was like, Charleston, I can't afford it. and then he said, fuck me. That's Charleston White. And I said, brother, I am so appreciative of finally getting to the point where I'm big enough for you to address me. That shit is a compliment, my nigga.
Right.
Charleston White don't talk shit about anybody that ain't motherfucking on they shit. So God, you got some crazy shit to say about me. You really just gave me a and and then of course in hindsight now I realize that he was. He's like, nigga, look, you can't pay me to be on the platform. All right, cool. I'll make sure you keep on going up. Let me throw you a bone. And
Right.
really, that's what he did. Because I remember like that week, he had said what he said.
Right.
All of my bookings went up. My ticket sales for the summit went up. We had a great event or whatever because we kind of hit national platforms. And I was like, that was the look that I needed. And so still to this day, man, I'm thankful to Charleston White, man. I don't got nothing crazy to say about him. He a good nigga. You know what I'm saying? He play his character, you know, and you have to understand, he playing on the internet. He realized this shit a game. Me too. Let's play. I can play too. And so, you know, when Charleston wanted to play, I played too. I'm like, well, shit, nigga, hey, you finally found a nigga that can talk with you now, because I can run my mouth too. And so, nah, man, it's all love, man. I got a lot of respect for him, for sure. And I can't tell the story of the Ugly Money podcast without including Charleston in it, because he was that first moment, a big leap. So shouts out to Charleston.
Now shout out Charleston White. Yeah, man.
Fuck you, Charleston. Cockeyed sucker. No, see, he'll laugh. We playing on the internet.
I'm telling you now, I'm clipping that and sharing that.
That's
All
all
right?
good.
But shout out Charleston White, man.
Shouts
I
out
cannot
Charleston.
wait till the day I get to sit down with Charleston White. I'll tell you, when I say, I keep going back to it, Ugly Money Podcast is such a part of not just Atlanta culture, but hip hop culture. I remember the first interview I seen that you did was with Shawty Lowe's son.
Wow. Yeah. That's how Charlotte. I just talked to Low Junior yesterday, man.
That was the
Shouts out to
first
Low.
interview I seen. I said, okay, who's this?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why it even blew my mind that you said you never took any journalist class and all that, because bro seems to be a natural. Like the questions, the conversation, just the way you ask a question, you lay out, but you also give your input. Perfectly put. You know what I mean?
Well, I cannot take all credit for that. And I think that you know, there's an unsung hero behind every face or every brand. There's people around as a team. You know what I'm saying? Slump. I got a human jeopardy guy, man. This guy is like, he's literally the human jeopardy. He knows everything about everything, like just, and so he is my collaborator on a lot of my interviews because he does these deep dives and things of that nature. Dude's a fucking genius. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't till that Charleston White interview, after I called Slump and he told me to do it, and me and Slump started partner up, that I saw the podcast rise. And I definitely got to give credit to bruh, because I mean, his talent set is something that not a lot of people have. If your input can take a podcast or a YouTube platform from 5,000 subscribers one month to the next month 100,000, bro should be a multi-millionaire. So shouts out to Slumpster, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
For sure.
That's what's up.
Y'all podcast niggas, y'all don't go. Listen, that's my nigga now. All right, cool. He working over here. All right, cool. I'm just letting, because Slump, you can't get too busy. We got more shit to do. But shouts out my brother Slump. No, that's you know, I have no problem with letting people know, you know what I'm saying, my goddamn collaborators, because they're amazing people. My team is amazing, you know what I'm saying? I got a team behind me, like a whole company of people that make this shit go. It ain't just me. I'm Ronald McDonald. Man, I'm gonna come over here, take pictures and kiss babies, but you know, I got a whole team of bulldogs behind me ready to step for sure.
Paying people for interviews.
Yeah.
Much like yourself in the beginning, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
Especially when you're not even in the position where you're making money.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute,
Exactly.
you want what? But it's a commonly done thing in the podcasting world. But when paying a person, now that you've dealt with the beginning stages, how do you judge whether or not, okay, this person's worth this, or
Yeah.
how do you judge that?
It's gonna sound like a consultation now. All right, I'm gonna give you the game. I'm gonna give you the game of how you know if you need to pay somebody for an interview. Go, say for instance.
Hold on. Y'all are welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. Subscribe right now. Click the button. I'm about to give you some game. All right. Let's put a name out there. Charleston White. Charleston White. You type in YouTube Charleston White interview. If you look at the top couple of pages or whatever, you'll see 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 1 million, 6 million. Charleston White interview 2024. 1 million, 2 million. You look at the interview, a lot of social media fame is not YouTube fame. It's different. So you can have a person with 1 million followers on social media and the interview don't do shit. You have a person with a major record and the interview don't do shit. YouTube is its own community. So it has to be popping on YouTube if you want to make money off YouTube. So you get this guy, like say rapper, you know what I'm saying? I don't freaking know. No, Southside JoJo. He's popping. He got a crazy song out right now, right? But nobody on YouTube is checking for him because he just got a song on the radio. I'm not paying that shit. He need my platform more than I need him. He don't got no story. But if I look at your interviews and they're scaling up, or every time you do an interview, you know what I'm saying, it's in the 6-7 figures, then we got to talk business. So a lot of times people think, because I've interviewed influencers and people that have 3 and 4 million followers, bro.
Right.
Real followers. And the flops because YouTube is its own community separated than the meta services. So, you just got to understand that. Understand that YouTube is its own world and you have to ingratiate yourself in YouTube. And understand that YouTube is a search engine. It's Google. And I'm gonna give y'all a little more game. You have to find something that people are searching for. If they're not searching for it, then it's probably not gonna do well. Instead of asking Fabo who started the snap in snap music, ask Fabo about Drake suing UMG. Because people are searching for that right now, right? Because Fabo had a song with Drake, so he's connected with them. Because you know what I'm saying. That's the key to it. Put your content in between the traffic of people, what people are looking for. Put your content in between it, and that traffic will hit you because you want to be on that first page when somebody look for something like Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl or whatever, right? Yeah, I can't afford Kendrick Lamar. I can't, right? I can't afford Kendrick Lamar for an interview. But you know what? Kendrick Lamar bodyguard, he'll take the file home. And he can tell me all about Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
And guess what it says when I post him on there? Kendrick Lamar's bodyguard. So anytime it's Kendrick Lamar pop up, come on. That's a free one. Y'all might have to do the premium services for that, but I ain't gonna give you no more.
Ain't no mic to it. Just like that, I can only assume. I can only imagine what your consultation is like. I'm back here like,
I teach your brother how to be a millionaire.
Man, what?
I can teach a man how to be a millionaire in 30 minutes.
And this ain't, I'm letting everybody know this. Listen, this ain't rehearsed. He didn't know the questions already. Yeah. I'm telling you, the man walked in here. He was handling business on phone, sat down, and was like, man, we rolling. So, no, I appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie. I have more questions like that as we progress.
For sure.
And all due respect, honestly, because I'm not no man's hustle.
It's all good.
If I ask a question that you want to say for a consultation,
yeah,
you do what you got to do.
Well,
honestly.
on these interviews, we tell them, see, consultation. On interviews, you tell them what? Consultation, you tell them how. I told you what to do. I ain't gonna tell you how. Got to tap in for that. I told you what.
You said you need a bandage. He tell you how to apply it. I dig it. I dig it. Without saying name, have you ever invested in like paid for an interview and it didn't give you the return that you thought it would?
For sure. For sure. I just recently had one of those. It's all a gamble at the end of the day. Nothing is for sure, right? But in that case, that was me and my team that dropped the ball. And I say me and my team. It wasn't exactly me, but if it was a member of my team, then it's me. Right? So I take accountability of that. Yeah, one of my team members wasn't he was drunk as fuck. And he was drunk with the person we was interviewing. And so the interview sucked. And the sound was off because we were trying to do some new shit because they was an hour and a half late. It was our fault. But I don't think it was the person's fault. There has been times that I booked a person and it underperformed for sure that I paid for. But that's part of my learning lesson. I was trying to. I can say the name because there's nothing bad. I booked. I remember I paid Raz B for an interview.
Okay.
He had just got on the Shade Room the night before because somebody was trying to break in his house or some shit. And I was like, he's in Atlanta. Let's get him for an interview. And I'm trying to catch that white hot space. I'm chasing the new shit. And I realized that shit don't work because it was hot on social. It doesn't mean he's hot on on YouTube. And that's when I learned, you know what I'm saying? I took a nice little nosedive off that where it's like, okay, the interview did decent, but did it do what because he's charging me for the white hot space he's in right now because right now today in 48 hours he's trending, but that isn't exactly registering YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I should have booked that fucking what's that nigga name from one of them niggas from Texas. Them niggas from Texas, boy, they love them niggas from Texas. Them Texas niggas be talking shit. I should have booked one of the BMF ladies or something. They be going viral for sure.
A few weeks ago,
Right.
you got to experience Orlando Brown.
Yep.
When you brought him onto your platform,
For sure.
what was that experience like?
Orlando crazy, but Orlando's a genius. And a lot of times geniuses are misunderstood. The dude is so talented that sometimes he comes across the wrong way. Now, I am not one to sit here and spread false allegations or accusations of somebody. Whatever he does to get in his mode, maybe he may do too much of it, but it makes him Orlando that we know today and entertaining as. So I do understand where some of his reservations come from with certain things because you got to understand a kid has been famous since he could barely walk, and it seems like just about everyone that's come around him has done him dirty.
Mm.
Everyone that's come around him has swindled him or done wrong by him in some shape, form, or fashion. So I can only imagine as a child star coming into a man and seeing every part of the industry, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's some PTSD involved. But dude is definitely a genius. He just sometimes he got to fuck around to find out, and we had a fuck around to find out moment.
I heard.
And I fuck with him though, because we sat there and laughed about it the next day
Really?
when he calmed down.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to understand it, man. I'm 6'3", 300. Nigga ain't about to just come up with me and pump me now. Nah, I purposely don't I don't exude myself as a tough guy. It's no need to. But like y'all got to understand one thing. Orlando Brown is literally 5'1", maybe. I'm not gonna get no credit for
Really?
that. Yeah, he's a tiny guy. I'm not gonna get no credit for that. And there's no need for it. I think the beautiful thing about that situation was, I think that I showed brothers that they don't always have to choose violence when ignorance hits them. How you react to things can because there's a lot of brothers that are in jail right now because they made an emotional decision for a split second, and now you got to spend time. Now, if I was to pick up Orlando and throw him off the stage, you know what I'm saying, or something crazy, and I would have been sorry the next day. You know what I'm saying? He would have been sorry the next day. And so I just think it's important that like we don't always react the same violent way that we normally might react to things. And sometimes you gotta you gotta be a little more sensible to like, hey brother, let's talk this out like men. And then we do it. And when he was doing what he was doing, I'm sitting there thinking at that time, I'm like, now how I'm gonna react? Now I could punch Orlando Brown in the face. I could throw Orlando Brown off the stage. can smack Orlando Brown. Or I could not say anything. No, I am going to straighten it.
Right.
Just a little bit of straightening. Respectful straightening.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I am a fat motherfucker. The bitches love that shit, bro. It wasn't that serious, man. And when I realized when I got the mic and he saw like boss ass, he immediately bowed down. He chilled out. That's all it was, man. Ain't no thanks. I fuck with Orlando Brown.
Dig it.
It was a great moment though.
For sure.
Viral moment. Fucking viral as hell. That's what I love about it.
Along with the podcast, you're known for finding and taking artists to labels and artists in the industry.
Right.
The best way you can, without giving away too much stuff.
Right.
Could you explain that process?
Well, how we do it, so you got to understand this music industry is extremely expensive, right? Extremely expensive. I mean, you have to pay people you have to pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to, I had recently had an interview where I said, you know, if advice to a struggling artist is working, you know, get a job. But the music industry is so expensive that everybody can't go at the same time. So what I learned was I kind of created a potluck. I'm like, how can I get this underdog brother a real shot? Now, when he gets the shot, it's on him. But how can I get him a real shot? Say the shot costs $30,000. I wanna take somebody to money bag, yo.
Right.
And yet bag say, hey man, I need 30 bands for 30, 45 minutes of my time. That young brother doesn't have 30,000. So what I do is I make niggas earn it. I put them in the ring. It's gladiator style. Strongest artist wins. So they fight it out, not literally, but you know what I'm saying? Right. They battle it out, and the top man wins. So, you know, we take all the money from everybody battling it out, and everybody goddamn submitting, and then we get bad at 30, and we got a moment. So that was the way that I was able to help people to labels, because talent is so undervalued in today's industry, and I kind of wanted to be a person that still could try to move talent and be, because there's a lot of red tape in between the talent and the people that actually pay for talent. It's a lot of red tape. It's a very, very tricky, it's a maze.
Right.
And so I know a couple back doors, and I know a couple people. And so how I do it is, you know, we got 1,000 people. They all pay $20. All right, we got 20,000. All right, bag, here you go. You know what I'm saying? And do it like that. So we've had I've had a lot of success at getting people to labels and getting people signed. And I am praying and rooting for each and every one of those people, so that way when they do finally blow up, my price can go up. Because I don't win. I think the main misconception is I'm not winning when I charge you $25 to listen to your song. That's not a win for me. I'm putting it in the pot. Okay, so this big opportunity that's coming at the Ugly Money Music Summit, April 5th and 6th. Tickets available on my website right now, free plug. This big opportunity that's coming, everybody's pitching in.
Right.
And the winner takes all. That's the fairest way I can do it. And you know, it's kind of funny, because during that time, during the music summit, when I have those judges up there, I really don't know who they pick. All my artists outside of China Monet were picked by other people. I had no idea who the hell they were going to pick. And so for that period of time, I am so scared, because I'm like, the future of my company is in these people's hands. And so, but I can say that for the most part, they've picked right.
I like the way you said that.
For the most part.
For the most part. Would you? What was the other part of the most part? Have you ever ran into a problem where an artist won a competition and you took them to an artist, or you took them to a label and it didn't go like they foresaw it to go?
I think it went how I went. It went how I said it was gonna go. If I tell you that I'm going to take you to meet Boosie,
You take them.
I'm gonna take you.
Oh, for sure.
You're going to meet Boosie.
Undoubtedly.
He's going to listen to you. He's going to hear your music. I did not say that Boosie is guaranteed to give you $1 million. If you think that, you're stupid. It says it in bright letters. You win a meeting with Boosie. All I can do is open the door, brother. Can't nobody guarantee you to get signed unless the person that's doing the signing. I can't guarantee this man's gonna like you.
Right.
I just know on my platform, they loved your ass.
Right.
So I'm gonna take you. Now, what happens in there when you get in that room, if you choke the fuck up, if you got weird ass energy, if your goddamn thing hitting the way it's supposed to hit, that ain't on me.
Right.
But goddamn it, I gave you the shot.
Gave the
And one thing I can honestly say is there's never a person that is paid for something from me, they didn't get what they paid for. I'm proud of that. That's why I'm able to walk around by myself, got there with my kids. I don't ever got to look my back. I ain't speaking on nobody else. I'm just saying, for me, I can do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's a lot, of course, there's a lot of snakes in this industry. There's a lot of people that feed off of independent artists and do it the wrong way or whatever. And they do it how they do it. I'm gonna do it how I do it. But one thing that I'm big on is my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I stand on that. I will take a loss to stand on my word. I just took it was like a year ago, I had an event. And I promised a chick $10,000. We did not make $10,000. I went into the bank and paid that young lady. And so I think a lot of times people that put on events and stuff, you got to be able to take the losses the same way you take the wins. You see, just like you jumping up when you win, yeah, boy, we hit. You got to be able to take the losses the same way. Bro, you got to go to the ATM, yeah, boy, we about to hit.
Right.
Hit that damn ATM. Pay them people what you say we're going to pay them.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think if people in the industry would do that more, they would last longer. I mean, you hear so many countless stories about DJs like, oh man, he's supposed to pay me $200 and he only paid me $75 because the night was slow. Bro, you told him you were gonna pay him $200, pay the nigga $200. That's what it was.
Right.
If you give your word to something, you gotta stand on that. And when you do that, you last longer. People that don't, they fizzle out quick. I've seen a lot of people come and go in this industry. There's a reason why my name is still here.
I believe it.
Because I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do. I may need some time.
No, that's right.
Hey, bro, hey, give me about a week.
Right.
You know, but I'm always gonna do what I'm saying.
Standing on business.
For sure.
Can you name some of the labels and major artists that you've taken some of the artists to?
We took our artist, The Gunner, to YSL before the YSL RICO case. He actually got offered a deal with their YSL Loaded imprint before the YSL RICO case. I don't know if he got involved in it. I just sent that nigga over there to rap.
Right.
Last time I heard he was locked up, I'm like, nigga, I sent you over there to rap. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But I guess we got him in there real good. Too damn good. Right? Taking the person to Gunna, taking an artist to Moneybagg Yo, you know what I'm saying? Free Red Carpet. I've taken several artists to Boosie, taking artists to Free Bands, taking artists to QC, Def Jam, reps, A&Rs, and things of that nature. Yeah, man, we always sending somebody somewhere, dog.
If you could, off the top of your head, how many artists do you feel like you've taken to either label or an artist?
Oh, wow. If we're talking like label reps, like A&Rs and things of that nature, well over 50. If we're talking like major entities, 10.
Bro, 2 is extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly,
I'll take it 6 artists to Boosie.
Bro, that's like,
he offered 4 of them deals.
Artists that potentially, I don't know the artists, but potentially, had they never encountered the Ugly Money platform, would have never possibly been in the same room with Boosie, let alone sign a contract.
Fuck no, you go to Boosie's house if you want to. You ain't invited, goddamn it. Boosie and them boys gonna deal with your ass.
You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to Ugly Money and the Ugly Money
and there's certain people that you can't even pay. You gotta understand, like YSL and them, you can't even really pay them, bro. Like, they already up. You can't throw money at him. Really, even Bag. You can't pay Bag. He already got money.
Right.
It's got to be a relationship. It's got to be like, it's a genuine thing. Like, yo, bro, I trust you with this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Free Band, same situation. You can't pay them niggas. Man, them niggas up. I can't come to these niggas and say, hey, man, I got $10,000 for you. Then you gonna look at me like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna meet with a nigga for 10 grand. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So that comes from years and being in the game and years of doing what doing good business or whatever, and having relationships with these folks. Right. Where when you call them with an idea, and shout out to my brother Biggs, or when people from my team call them with an idea, they listen because they know that we're gonna do right by it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no weird business. It ain't gonna be no funny style shit going on. We're gonna really, I have sent complete strangers. I don't know none of these people, bro.
Right.
All of my artists that I've ever worked with, I didn't know these niggas.
Right.
Complete strangers. I put $20,000, $30,000, $25,000 into people that I didn't know their first name, and say, "Hey, bro, come on with me."
Simply off them winning your contest.
Straight talent.
And simply, if you look at it, it's full circle because you getting signed was off a song, the traction that you built up that song. So you put out a platform where somebody.
Each one teach one.
I'm telling you, it's full circle.
Because I saw how when I was a rapper, I saw how people used to crab in the industry, how they call gatekeepers.
Right.
Like, and I understand, like, it's nothing wrong with a person not wanting to work for free. Now, I'm not saying that. But nigga, if I ask you, tell me what it costs. I never forget where I used to want to get played on the radio. I'm like, yo, how I get played on the radio? I'm hot.
Right.
And asking the radio jock or asking the radio DJ back home in Virginia. I ain't saying nothing. Like, yo, bro, I want to try to get played.
Right.
What I need to do? Oh, man, have people call the station. Why you tell me that bullshit? You know damn well that shit don't work. Right? Y'all radio niggas, stop doing that dumb shit. You know damn well calling the radio station requesting the song don't work. You know it got to be in the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, just tell the nigga the real. Hey, man, look, I can't. And if you can't tell it, hey, look, this lady named Lyndall, you can call her and she'll tell you.
Right.
But just lead me in the right direction. Goddamn, why you withholding information? I understand if a nigga ain't paid you, that you can withhold a service or whatever or work. I understand that. But come on, man, we all black brothers and sisters, man. You gonna withhold the information or at least point me in the right direction.
Right.
Don't even do that. So I never want to be the person that I just purposely withhold information. Because guess what? I'm gonna always tell you what. I just ain't gonna tell you how. You gotta pay for the how. I'm gonna tell you what though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, nigga, promote yourself. If you promote yourself, you're going to get a deal. I ain't tell you how.
Yep. Facts. Facts. So the Ugly Money Music Summit.
Yep.
You said what days is it?
April 5th and 6th.
Okay. So give me the details. How do people buy tickets? How do they
tickets
submit
available.
their music? What's the deal?
Tickets available right now, uglymoney.online. Link is in my bio. You can submit every day on my song review. We go live every day, well, four or five times a week or whatever. We listen to music. We just trying to find that diamond in the rough. I be hearing people from all over the world, all over the country, and you submit your song in, or you could just sign up for the summit with the link in my bio. You know what I mean? Like I purposely am looking for the underdog. I know it's a nigga right here that rap better than all these niggas, man, and he got 200 followers. Don't nobody know this nigga, but he hard. Yeah, I want to get him up out that mud. I'm gonna throw you a rope. You gotta pull yourself out, but I'm gonna throw you a rope down there and say, hey, the rope right there, bro. Come on. Pick it up. That's more than I had.
With using a similar formula as Authentic Empire with paid consultants,
right,
music reviews, and artist management, when the negativity started surrounding Authentic Empire and Boomman, did that have any effect on how people and artists viewed Ugly Money due to the similarities?
I don't know. I don't really care. Let me say this. Boomman is a fucking genius. He's a genius. Because what he was able to do is give the underdog a shot. All the niggas that got shit to say about him, given I don't know about his business tactics. I'm looking at what he's doing. What he did ain't never been done before. You can't take it away. He took a nigga from 0 to 60. I seen it. I was the judge the night that Fujiano won. I picked him. I'm like, hey, you need to get Fujiano. He said, you don't want the other dude? I said, yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't got a label right now. But if you don't sign him, I'm gonna sign him. And Boom signed him. I've seen him take a nigga from nothing to something. Fujiano used to come to my showcase and lose. From nothing to something. Bro, I'm sitting there looking at this motherfucker at 10, 17, putting the jacket on. I'm like, oh, that's That's amazing.
Right.
So when the negativity comes, I can't pay attention to it because it's too much love over here.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? All I can look at is what this man has accomplished. It's amazing. Like, have you done it? Who done it? Crickets. So when you do something like that, of course people are going to have something to say because you thought that you was going to get the same result as Fujiano. But you ain't fucking Fujiano, nigga. Maybe your shit ain't jamming like that. Maybe you're not a star. There's a lot of niggas that's talented, but they lame. They're not interesting. Y'all boring as hell. Nobody want to fucking goddamn follow you. Nobody want to care about you. I done had artists like that with my label. Like, nigga, no matter how much money I put into them, I couldn't get a nigga over 20,000 followers. Nigga, nobody wanted to follow the nigga. The nigga wasn't interested. Talented as fuck. But I couldn't get nobody to gravitate to him. It was boring. Are you a star? I understand that you think your shit is jamming, but do other people think your shit is jamming? So when it comes to Boom, and you know, I hear a little shit or whatever. I just look at what he's done. What he's done is amazing. And I understand that people may be frustrated that they didn't have the same success or whatever, but he didn't make y'all niggas come over there and he didn't force you. You took your ass over there and did what you did because you saw what brother was doing. I ain't about to take away what he did. What I will say is, I do not like when people are beneficiaries of a man's work. And then after it doesn't go the way they wanted it to go, now all of a sudden you got something bad to say about that man. Any person that puts you in a position to make some money in your life, and I ain't saying no names, Lord Jesus. Anybody that puts you in a position to make some money in your life should always be loved and respected, at least respected. So anybody that was profiting from what he was putting together and got something weird to say about him, I can't respect that. I think that's some sucker shit. Because when you was in bed with it, it was all good. But then when you not, now you're mad. That's lame. But Boom a genius to me. That's all I see. All I see is great shit. All I see is a black man winning. I see a black man helping other black men. I see a black man helping other people become millionaires. And I see a black man doing some things that nobody else done did. Because I know how hard it is. Because I'm trying. I know how hard it is, nigga. I'm sitting there, and it was for 90 days. Like, nigga, it took 90 days to pop a nigga off. Nigga, you know how hard it is? 3 years later, me and China like, yeah, we gonna get there, sir. We gonna get there. That's amazing. So, yeah, but you know, I it's unfortunate that sometimes people get bad raps. Given, like I said, I don't know niggas' businesses. I can just go off of what I see. And what I've seen is this man take some shit and pop some shit off. I'm lost my damn gum. Take some shit and pop some shit off. And it's just like, who else has done that? And if you didn't know or didn't believe in what he was doing, then you should have took your ass over there. Because my prices weren't expensive as his. Niggas used to come to my office. I tell them something, say I sell them something 1,000. Boom will tell him it's 10,000. They'll go spend it with Boom. I say, God damn, I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I ain't mad, man. Hey, Boom Man is a fucking genius. And you can put me on record saying that.
I'll be recording.
There it is.
We're recording.
That ugly money.
This is what we're gonna do for the first time ever. We're gonna end this right here. This is part one. We're gonna pick up with a part two next week. So look, this is what I want y'all to do. Ugly Money Nietzsche, tell them where they can find you at.
Follow me at Ugly Money Nietzsche. This Ugly Money NICHE on all platforms. Everything but OnlyFans. I got everything but OnlyFans.
Dig it. Like I said, this is ending this episode for this week. Make sure you tune in next week. We're gonna pick it and listen next week. Make sure you bring your pen and pad because I'm about to hit them with some hard-hitting questions. This is C&P Network. I am Cornell the Shooter. This has been verified. My guest, Ugly Money Nietzsche. See y'all next week.